going, guys? So today on the PhantomCave YouTube channel we're going to be talking about the next part in the old Phantom comic collection. Now this part, we've had a look at more comics than a lot of people. Now these old comics, you're probably wondering, they're from the 80s, they're from the late 80s and early 90s. Now I do, you're probably wondering, this is Black Glove, in concluding episode and few publications. They published Black Glove in, I think, 2019 or 2019 I think it was, or 2018 or something like that, as a Supernova edition and as a regular issue from the regular series. Now this is the original sort of comic back from the 1990s or late 80s, and we start off with number 8.99. And back in those days it was, you had to pay $1.50. Well, not anymore. The next comic we have a look at is a new story back in those days, and it was The Children of the Fog, number 895. Now, as you are probably wondering, yes, we've got the death of Skyband happening very soon, but you're also wondering, Tommy Hughes, as pointed out by Chronicle Chamber last year, Tommy Hughes, he did most, like we're saying, most of the cover art for the old Phantom comics. Now, I know what you're saying. Tommy Hughes, he's a great cover artist. He's one of those retro artists and vintage artists that sometimes didn't get credited for what he was doing, and even sometimes on the comics, the old Phantom comics from the 80s, 70s, 60s and early 90s, we actually see sometimes a panel from the story, or a cover, like an art panel from the story, and they would put it on the cover page. So they'd put it on the front cover, say like, I think they might have done it with Death of the Skyband. Now, as we're moving into this, Death of the Skyband is a Phantom classic and is number 892. Now, let me just say, Death of the Skyband has been published a lot of times, and that means it's a good story, and we all know it's a good story because it's a Phantom classic. It comes from the early Lee Falk days and the early either Ray Moore or Wilson McCoy days, and all that sort of stuff is absolutely greatness, awesomeness. And as we're looking through these comics, I would just like to offer basically my gratitude, and I'm hoping that the people I think that are going through those floods near the city. Now I'm right now, it's raining where I am at, so where the flooded sort of houses and all that sort of stuff, the natural disaster that's been happening in Australia, I would just like to say, I'm hoping all of yous are safe, and that if you aren't safe, I hope that the SES is providing care and all that sort of stuff to you, and I'm just hoping that you're safe and you're experiencing, right now, we're experiencing a 50-year-old event. And right now, over the summer, we have been experiencing lots of rain, and basically lots of rain. And last year alone, we had the massive bushfires that ravaged Australia and the other parts of Australia as well, like Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, and New South Wales. Now, I'm just putting out there, hope that you're safe, and let's get on with the video. I hope you took no offense to that last comment. I'm just hoping that people are safe and they're doing what needs to be done, and I'm hoping that no Phantom comics were destroyed in the making of where the floods are coming in. If you're part of or if you're near any floods, do be safe and all that sort of stuff. So the next comic is a 3 new stories. We have The Pirate Inheritance, The Fatal Dose, and The Circus Murderer. Now that issue number is 891A. Now these comics, the A series, that only lasted for probably what, 5-6 years, because Jim Shepard didn't want future publications, future people that would take over his job to basically get confused on where the numbering is at on the comics. And yeah, it's a great thing that we actually had A stories and more, like 3 or 4 new stories that would be coming out every sort of couple of years, but obviously they had to stop it. And yeah, and I've actually got quite a few of the comics from the A series and all that sort of stuff. The next comic we have a look at, and also on Wednesday, the news segment, I again will be saying I hope everyone is feeling safe because of the floods, and I hope everyone is basically feeling safe and getting the help that they need, and not trapped in floodwaters or anything. We never want anyone to be trapped in floodwaters. So the next comic is The Oil Tanker Hijack. It is number 891. Next one is a new story, Deadly Infection, which I think I might read this soon. I will be on the channel, I will be reviewing a new 3-part series done by few publications, and that is the Saga The Vultures, and that has been published by a few in the last month or so. So yeah. So that one was number 890. We have The Piece of the Golden Ox, number 889, and it's still saying that it's $1.50. 32 pages is big, that good old retro vintageness. Now, Piece of the Golden Ox, it's always been published in Australia and all over the globe, and it's one of those comics where it gets published a lot, and a lot of that stuff. And it looks like this is the last comic of this video. So this last comic has 2 new stories. It's number 887A, and the stories are Commando number 2 and The Secret of Snake Island. And it goes bigger than ever, 68 pages of absolutely awesomeness. And if you would like to subscribe to the PhantomCave YouTube channel, please do so. We finally got over to the magical 200 mark, and we're now getting up to the 202 mark. And if you would like to subscribe to the PhantomCave YouTube channel, you can do so by smashing that subscriber button. And as always, keep Phantom Caving, and we'll see you next time on the PhantomCave YouTube channel. See you.